Elon Musk's SpaceX launch was replicated in virtual reality. Decrypt. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk officially launched humans to space. Here's what he's planning next. WKMG News 6 ClickOrlando. First SpaceX astronauts had smooth ride to the International Space Station. CBC.ca. NASA astronaut press conference from the International Space Station. FOX10 News. Hot stars are plagued by giant magnetic spots. Phys.org. Large droplet sorting now possible at high speeds. Phys.org. Sun produces biggest solar flare in 2 years after unusual quiet period. Newsweek. Start here, Al Jazeera English. Start here, Al Jazeera English. Demo 2 launch wins political praise, but future funding uncertain. Space News. SpaceX Crew Dragon chalks up picture-perfect docking at International Space Station. CBS News.